Alright chat, just give me a second, we'll get going. Yeah. One second, seeing if we have any. Alright, there we go. We have almost announced this to everyone. Alright, just give me a second, guys. Toggle in-game overlay. Okay, so why is the overlay not working? Mic sounds really buggy. Yeah, it's a different mic. I can't help that. I'm on my laptop, so. I could possibly try and switch what it's on. Why is my laptop not charging? 1 second, guys. That would be a big reason my laptop was slowing down. Okay. Alright, let's get to modeling then. Let's lower that a bit. Alright, so I think we need to go in on the face detailing today. Poly count needs to be higher on this. Where is it? Geometry. Let's go higher. Please don't tank. $37 million? Is that really what we're working with? Don't know if I was prepared for that. Alright, I guess that's what we're doing. 37 million polys. Okay. Let's get into... 1 second, let me get my other... Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's work on the face. Need to boot up PureRef and get my scale references up, so... Oh, Soros, I need to get some references for him. What's some good references for this guy? There's some like really nice scale references. I feel like the scales are too small on him. I don't know though. Not 100% happy with how he looks right now. Oh, that's an interesting idea of giving him like a feathery tail. I could do that. Don't know if it would suit him, but it'd be cool. Alright, let's have a look. I need the actual image that I was using for reference, that one. Well, that's more pattern reference, but yeah, I like it. Let's paste that in there. Do we have any more images? No. Okay. I need some scale reference. Let me just find some good scale reference, guys, and then we'll get going with the manual detail. It's quite nice. That's nice. Tempted to use that one, part of it. That one's also really nice. Alright, I'm just going to collect some references, boys, and then we'll get going. Just give me a minute. Spikes on his legs? Nah. Overdoing it. He is going to have some fur on his chest, though, which is going to be cool. Like some feathery fur. Which I'm excited to do. Might redo the scales on him. I'm not 100% happy with them. Oh, that's a nice model for some reference. Alright, let's grab that one as well. Alright, I've got some reference images now. So, if I put all these together, you can kind of look at how I want to do the head. I'm tempted to do it in a lot of different ways, to be honest, but I think we're going to stick with the one I've got. Right, so, first of all, one sec, I want to look at my quick saves. What's my latest quick save? Because that's what I want to look at. I might have a better quick save to go off. What's this one? I just want to have a look. Because if we have one before the scales, I'm going to go back before the scales. I think that's going to be a good idea. Spike on his knee, no. Too unrealistic. See, 500k polys. Is he still polygroups? He is. Is he UV'd? Because if he's not UV'd, I'm going to have to UV him after I... He's not UV'd yet. Okay, that's good. But he's had the details projected. Because what I actually want to do is... Do I want to Z-remesh him? Kinda do. I kinda want to go for like half the poly count. Lower the adaptive size and just go for that and see what happens. Let's see if this does anything. This is just temporary, but it could help. I want to half the poly count so we can get a nice... That's good. Did it fuck up the fingers though? Didn't seem to fuck up anything. Okay, let's up the adaptive size a little bit. And Z-remesh again. I'm looking for about 300,000 polys as a base. Let's have a look. 230, yeah, it's not right. Okay, let's go back. And instead, let's go for a target poly count of maybe this with adaptive on. See what we get out of this. I'm looking for about 300,000. If we can get 300,000, I'm happy with that. Looks like it's going to remesh to about 300,000, which is nice. That's 140,000, that's not what we want. Okay, so we want half, but we want to up the adaptive size to like this. And see, remesh that again. I don't want it to get exactly half, that's the problem. And it is getting exactly half right now. 200,000, you still lose loads of detail on that. Too much detail for me. I mean, I could project it. I could possibly project the detail. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's half it and then project the detail onto it. And that should do the job. So we're going to half this. Okay, that's back down to what we had it. Now we're going to go back to the subtool, turn this on, and we're going to select, this one, and we're going to do project all. This might take a minute. Oh, it did it immediately. So what we can do now is disable the top one. We still got the detail on there. Brilliant. Okay. What we want to do now is unwrap this. Now this might freeze the PC for a minute, so just give it some time. Just give it its time to do its thing. Almost there. This thing does have teeth, by the way, I just haven't turned them on. Okay, let's see. It's still going. It's almost on step 11, which I think is when it stops processing and then begins to unwrap it properly. Just got to give it time. Okay, let's close down everything else that doesn't need to be open right now. Don't really need, oh wait, no, we do need that open for music. Let me go to my history and then recently closed 3 tabs. We want this. So we kind of want to skip this song. Alright. Alright, I'm going to find a different one. Let's do this one. This is a good playlist. No, we're almost done unwrapping this. This is just taking a minute. Taking a hot second. I could do with it taking less time. You can see at the top, guys, it's saying like unwrapping, or yeah, unwrapping polygroup step 15. So that's what we're waiting on. Oh, it's processing, I think. Yeah, okay. This might do the job. Just please don't say error. Oh, processing. There we go. Beautiful. Let's just check that it unwraps correctly. So we're gonna go to flatten. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so now what we can do is subdivide the hell out of this. So we can get the detail in there. So divide gets us to what? Okay. And that'll get us to like 4 million. This will get us to 16 million. That's what we're going to be working with. That's what we usually work with. And then we're going to turn on all the other pieces of the body. The spine's on the back. This is the tongue. That's the top teeth. Cool. So what we want to do is quickly adjust the toes so that they're actually inside of the right parts of the mesh. So we're just going to go to move topology. Slide these bits over into the right spots. Like that. Bring this guy over like that. Get it in, and the other one in. Alright. And the claws are in the right spots, apart from the ones at the back there, which we can just fix really quickly. Takes 2 seconds to just plonk that into place. We'll fix the other one in a minute. Let's get those in. And all we need to do is switch back to this one, lower the draw size, and just pull these out a bit at the bottom. Like that. And there we go, claws are in. So, that's looking good. Now let's get on with the scales. So I want to do most of it manually except the head. So let's get the head masked off. So we're just going to carefully mask around that head. Like that. And then I actually want to mask off the rest of the body. So we're going to go into dot mode. And we're going to up this. And we're just going to mask off like the underneath of the body where there's not going to be any scales, because there wouldn't be scales there, right? Be more skin than scales, so cool. Let's cut all that up like that. Let's go into here. We need to make sure we don't get any of that arm, so what we're going to do is go back and get rid of that after, like this. Like that. That'll do. Want to make sure we get a decent amount of that arm in there, so... let's pull that up there, and then we're just going to fill that in. Yep, let's lower that and get this nice corner in. Cool. And then we're just gonna fill out the rest of this. And then I think, actually that's wrong, we want to just do it under here like that. Let's actually remove some of this. Don't want it to be that smooth. And then lower that, and we'll just kind of start to bring this to a point. Something like that, maybe. Might work. Because we're gonna blur this all out anyway. There we go. Better. Right. So what we're gonna do now is blur all this. Until we get a nice blur on it. That was not what we wanted. One more blur? Yeah, okay. Now that's all blurred out, we shouldn't get any scales where we don't want it, so now we can work on doing the surface noise. So what we're going to go for is we've got a scales brush maker here, we've got surface noise. What we want is alphas. And we need tileable alphas. So what we can actually look for, patterns, see, I can't tell if these are tileable, because if they are, that'd be great. This one might be tileable. So what we need to do is look carefully, remove this, lower this alpha scale, and up the strength. And remove the basic noise. And go to UV. Yeah, see, that's just not gonna do it. I feel like that's just the wrong kind of scale, right? Just doesn't look right. So we can look through a few. Got this one. No, see, that's just wrong. Got this one. Again, I'd say that's just wrong. This one. No, not liking it. Not liking that one either, to be honest. Alright, so we're not going to do that one then. So instead, we do have pods ones, which are really good. So let's go to pod creatures stuff. So we've got, I really like beaded rose rough is nice. If you lower the alpha scale to a decent bit, it's quite nice. We've also just got beaded, which is really nice. but I'd really want to up the strength, so they're really vivid. But we have plenty of alphas to mess with. Croc segmented. Oh, see, that's really nice. Croc sides. I need to learn how to make some tileable alphas, I think. Rough rows. Up the... Wouldn't be bad if we lowered the strength a bit. How's that? See, I think something about that's just not right. Random scales. If we were to up the strength and lower the size. Dunno. Even square tiling, I've not seen this one. Not sure about that. Not sure about that one. Doesn't work for what we're going for. Snake Python, what's this? No, it doesn't work for what we're going for. Snake Rough Narrow. Again, just doesn't work what we're going for. Polygons, no. Segmented croc. No, that's not even tiling, so no. Rectangle flat rows. That's quite nice, actually. Don't know if it suits this guy, though. Unless we did rectangle flat rows and really lowered the, like, up the alpha scale, like this, but really lowered the strength, so it's more like that. You know, I want to test something, alright? We're going to do that. And then what we're going to do is, let's just apply it to the mesh for now. We can remove it after. Let's apply that. Cool. And let's turn the noise on, go to edit, and we're going to add the beaded one on top. Beaded tiling. And we're just going to do that. Didn't really work. Okay, so let's cancel that. Let's go back. Until this is just noise again. And we're going to edit it and just whack up the strength and see if this helps it. So let's turn the strength right up. Got some really vivid lines. Apply that to the mesh and try again. I want to see if we can mix some tiling alphas to make it look really clean. Yeah, there's no mess there. It's good. Right, and what we're going to do now is switch this to beaded tiling. Can't tell if that looks good. Like, if I lower the strength on this one. Does that look good? I don't think it does. Alright, let's go back. Let's edit this. I'm kind of tempted to see if anyone's put any good ones in all tileable. So he made a scale pack. I want to actually see those. Okay. What's this one? Expensive. Odd. Okay, whatever. Well, hey Grogu. How you doing, man? Alright, we're gonna extract this. And I want to have a look at these scales that are PSD files. We'll have a look at them. ZBrush. Has ZBrush crashed on me? Okay, it hasn't. Okay, so let's go back to our downloads. Let's open the scale pack. I want to have a look at some of these. Not a huge fan. They're not bad. Not awful. Decent. Oh. He's made quite a lot of scales here, hasn't he? Let's have a look at some of these. No, that's not nice. Tristan makes some great stuff, but that one doesn't work for me. Actually, scale 11 wasn't bad. If we were to lower that... It's more snakeskin scales though, isn't it? It's not what we want. That I can vibe with. So if we chuck up the strength on that and just kind of make the alpha scale like medium. So that's too big. Or is it? I kind of like that. No, I like that. Cool. We're gonna stick with that. What do you know? Tristan made a brilliant scale texture. In fact, that looks awesome. Yeah, fuck yeah. I really like that. Let's apply that to the mesh. That's gonna be our base scales. That ASA mod fund is looking tragic. Oh well. What can you expect? Okay, so what we're gonna do is Control Z that. We're gonna control. Oh wait. Why does it look less effective when it's applied to the mesh? Okay, whatever. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mask off the head. So we don't want the head affected by any of this. Like that. I'm just gonna blur it a bit. That's nice and blurred. Now we have the underneath of the body. We're gonna find some oh wait, no, tileable. We need tileable. And I need free ones. No, I need free ones. So we're gonna go to... Shit, 1 second, I need to do something before we do any of that. I need to make sure safe search is on. Oh wait, you guys can't see it, right? You guys can't see my marketplace? good. Okay. Because there's a lot of sus stuff on this marketplace that I need to make sure that we're not doing any of that stuff. Okay, so price free. Software. Where's ZBrush? ZBrush and ZBrush Crawl. Let's do that. Price free. And you know what? We're just gonna search skin. Free. No, not up to £14, just free. That's a good one. That's a good one. These are really good. Dragon skin tileable alphas, yep, we'll take those. Fuck yeah. There's so many free reptile and whatever displacement packs that we could have got. Hell yeah. How did I not know about these? Wrinkle VDM brush alpha? Yeah. Dude. Hell yeah. Lizard and snake skin, not really what we want. I need like tileable ones though. Seamless animal alphas, yep. That's what we want, is seamless. Right, add to library. Just gonna add all these to our library. Free sample, shit. Okay. Okay, no, they are, some of these are actually paid. Free alpha. Free alphas. That's one. Yeah, let's add that to the library. Okay, some of these cost a little more than I thought they would. So some of these aren't free. But some are. Right, let's get rid of a bunch of these. I'm just gonna check this one. Is this free? Well, there's 3 alphas in there, so let's just get it. Any more? Was this a free demo? A free sample. I'll take the free sample, fuck it. Alright, okay, so we picked up some stuff. What? Okay, my library is now ready, so let's download some of these. Alright, right, we have a few. So let's see which of these look good. So let's edit this. I'm gonna go here. And we have a bunch of new stuff to look at. So we've got some kind of skin here. See, is that scales or skin? It looks kind of like bad scales. Very messy as well. We could go to 3D. We'd have to look at it from the underneath, I think, and edit. If we went to 3D, it still looks pretty bad. Let's have a look. We've got some other ones as well that we downloaded. I kind of want to have a look at them all. Downloads. So, let's open these samples. Okay, we got some. I don't want to resort to the old way of that I do skin, so. Okay. Let's have a look. This sample. Oh, there's a few in here. Okay, let's have a look. Oh! That's not bad, actually. That's really not bad, actually. Okay, so that's a good one. What we got here? It's not great, though. See, these are all like animal skins. What the fuck is that? Like croc skin. Don't want that. And 10. Not a huge fan of that one. Okay, so it looks like something like 85 would be our best bet. But we want to lower that. We'll just lower the strength, maybe. It's less vivid. It's like at this point, looks quite good actually. From here, that looks quite nice. So what we can do is then go over it with the rake brush. And that might be the way forward. Let's apply that to the mesh. And then what we can do is just rake with a spray and the horrible alpha down here. It's a destructive one. And what we can do is just raise our brush size and... oh my god! That's awful. So let's lower the intensity down to 2. And we'll just kind of... yeah. Brush along here. See how we get this nice undercoat now? Of like, kind of, I don't know, rough skin. So if we look at that overall, that's looking pretty solid. Alright, now to do some manual cleanup on these scales. So we're just going to get the blob brush. And lower the intensity, and we're just going to kind of, no, go over the intensity a bit. I'm just going to kind of blob out these manual scales. So this is how we make it so it doesn't look silly. We're going to blend the scales together. See, I didn't know about the blob brush until I just read a message from our Evo Giga model FA in one of the chats that mentioned that the blob brush is really good for scales, and looks like Faye was right. It's very good for scales. The only problem is it's actually not a problem. Unless that looks daft on the other side. Looks alright to me. Okay. Cool, let's just continue to do what we're doing then. Okay, we've almost... I think that makes it way more seamless. Okay, we've almost done the neck. And the rest of the body is kind of easy after that. Then we can move on to scaling the head. And I'm feeling like doing some manual scales for that. I don't think I'll finish this guy today, because there's a lot to do with him. But I think I'll finish a lot of him today. Oh, it hurts your wrist doing this. Okay. Almost done the scales going up to the face now. A little bit more to do just here. I say that is a pretty damn good job of fixing up the scale. Let's have a look at the other side, make sure it all looks good. I mean, it looks mostly good, right? That'll do the job. Bit of work to do here and there, but mostly fine. So all we've got to do is go with the damn standard now and just kind of... Do we go underneath the scale or above it? I feel like above it, right? So we just want to... Maybe a bit higher than that and lower size. Just want to refine those scales so they pop more. So once each one of these is done, we'll move on to the rest of the body and then onto the head. So I do want to get a lot of the body done and out the way. I have to credit the whole Paleo team for like the way I've learnt to do all this though. They've really helped with like my progression as a modeler. Way more than the Blade and Sorcery community helped, I have to say. As much as I love Blade and Sorcery as a game, as how it was at the time, the community's fallen in my opinion a bit. And that could just be due to the game being like, you know, a little older now, even though it's not even released. I don't know. Something about the game just doesn't sit right with me anymore. They also did a QA tester pretty dirty. One of my friends, where they laid him off and then hired someone new the day after. So, yeah, it's not always the nicest thing, but you know. So, instead of doing blob, I'm just actually going to refine these edge scales like this. I feel like that would be quicker than just doing a blob on each one. Don't think this part matters all that much. I don't really care about that too much. Doesn't need to look perfect, it just needs to look good enough. And that's what I think it does. I mean, I like things to look good, but if it's going to consume half my day, you know, I can always come back and touch this guy up in the future when I do an update to the mod. I just want to get them to an acceptable level for ASA quality, which, you know, I think I can definitely get there. We'll see, though. You know, there's a lot to live up to when it comes to ASA. Especially after seeing that Raptor screenshot, right? You're pretty Oh, it's just behind the scenes, yeah, Braxton, yeah. The coding side of the community is fantastic. Modeling side of the community, there's no fantastic modelers in the community. Like, there's some good ones. Miller's a pretty decent hard surface. But I think from what I've seen of Miller, he's not advancing himself enough. He kind of sticks to what he knows. And that's fine. If he can make it work for him, do it. But as for me personally, I feel like I want to grow, I want to get better, I want to always improve. And I couldn't do that with Blade and Sorcery. But no one in particular, to be honest. There's a few situations about community helpers stepping out of line that I'm not hugely happy with all the time. But, you know, apart from that, I think the community in general is fine. I think it's just not as exciting as it used to be. Braxton, if you were around back in, like, U9, U10, I mean, you were probably around a little bit in U10, but you'd probably see what I mean by, like, the community was just popping off then. Like, everything was so brand new and exciting, unique. Also, ASA, I'm excited for it. I don't care if it's of course it's not going to be a complete remake made from scratch. They can't afford to do that. Most mods on the cash grind, yeah, the problem is you don't make any money from that basic stuff. Like, if you up your modeling like I have, do you know how much I charged for my last commission and got paid for it? Like, I'm charging $150 to $300 per commission, and that's not even counting creatures now. Like, when I do a creature, they're like 500, and people actually pay that stuff. So upping your modeling skills is beneficial, to say the least. How far are we down the tail? Oh, we're getting there. Not that much left to do. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not impressed by the community anymore. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, U10. U10 was fantastic. U10 was my favorite time of the game. Like, between U10 and, or like U9 and U10, dude, the game was fantastic. I think U11 kind of killed the hype train a little bit, and then U12 was just underwhelming. Like, there was some fantastic dungeon rooms and stuff, but as far as, like, lasting content to the game, I hope 1.0 revives it. And, you know, from what I've been told, maybe it will. Some of the stuff Baron's announced looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's all the scales cleaned up. That's now looking quite smooth transition-wise. So, onto the face. How do I want to do the face? Let's turn on the eyes. I forgot to turn on the eyes. There we go. I kind of want to get to doing, like, more detailed wrinkles first. And now we do have a brush I can load in. If I go to the free sample. What is this? See, I can use this for wrinkles if I'm pretty clever with it. So, like, under the eye, you know what I mean? So that's a good base for doing the eye wrinkles, and then what we can do is go to damn standard. Actually, I think it's better to just do standard for now, and we can just kind of sharpen up those wrinkles like this. And then smooth them out. And we just kind of just maybe lower the intensity and just kind of bring up these eyes nicely. So we get another eye bag down here, another one maybe here, here, and so on. Realistic dinosaur? No, never. Few modders is this mod going to be free? Yeah, the mod will be free, absolutely. But the mod will have an option for you guys to sponsor creatures to get them made. So like the creatures that you guys want more, that I don't necessarily immediately want to make, you guys can, you know, put funds towards that to sponsor it. That's the way I'm going to be going forward with it. I will be releasing the mods early for early access on Patreon, like other modders in the art community do, because I feel like that's a good way. And the Blade and Sorcery community not allowing early access Patreon is a bit silly in my opinion. So yeah, I like the concept of that, and I think I'm going to go forward with that. But that being said, the mod will never be paywalled in a way where you won't be able to access it. You'll always be able to access it. Okay, I'm liking that eyelid. I think that eyelid's done. I can get to scaling the head now. So, time to start. Let's do the mouth scales. I need to look at some reference for mouth scales, because I'm not too sure how I want to do it. Okay. That seems simple enough, I can probably do that. So let's get to doing that. So what we need is the inflate brush. And no, we don't want that kind of mask. Let's change the mask to dots. And what we're going to do is just draw pretty small manual scales around the mouth, actually. I'm just going to kind of finish them off like that. So we need to get pretty close together with them. I want this one to be like my best piece of art yet, so that's the plan. No, it's a Monolophosaurus. It's a completely different creature. It's a lot bigger than a Duo. It's more like Carno sized, or at least that's how I'm going to make it. I think in real life it was probably more like possibly Utah Raptor size. But I'm going to make it Carno size because big dino equals cool, right? Alright, we can fix those up later. Let's just draw the base shapes for now. So yeah, we want to just get these lips done to a decent level first before we attempt any more of the model, and then we'll go ahead and do some more detailing for the rest of the face. Now the rest of the face is going to take me quite some time, so patience, boys. There we go. Just want to keep cleaning up as I go. I don't want to leave any mess on the mesh. I think this needs to be higher. And we'll just get smaller as we go, like that. Like that. Right? Simple enough. Alright, we're going to widen that one so it kind of... Oh god, that did not come out right. There we go. Yep, something like that. I'm just going to draw all these scales on nicely. I think some of the face is not going to be manually scaled because I don't know if it's necessary. But we'll see how I feel when I come to it. I do want to accentuate those shapes a bit more on the face. And on the neck. I want to make the wrinkles deeper on the neck. So I'm not convinced they're nice enough, you know? But that is looking how I expected it to look so far. It's looking good. Might clean up the mask a little bit before we actually do the scales, but I'm liking it. So we're just going to follow these lips all the way around here. Like that. Until we're happy with where we're at. So keep going around. Nope, that's too close. There we go. If ever we ever get anything like that, we'll just clean it up neatly like this. And we're almost there. One last scale here. Alright, so that's almost the top jaw done. Just this bit here. So we're just gonna... There's not much left to do on it. Okay, we'll try and get a nice clean middle ground. There we go. Beautiful. So, now we come in, make sure it all looks good from underneath. Now, I think this is a little too underdeveloped here, so we're just going to develop it up as much as the rest. Like that. That's good. And then we're going to blur it once. That's fine. Oh, that's a little too blurry actually. Let's not blur it. So we now want to get the inflate brush, whack it up in size, lower it down to 1 intensity, and just... That looks a little too exaggerated. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go a quick pass over them like that. That looks good. And then we can do the bottom as well. Now, what I've noticed is that this thing here has some kind of big dip in its face. So what we want to do is lower this, and it's just here, and we're just going to carve that massive dip into its face. It's a bit more angled. It's actually more like... that, and then smoothed out a bit. Maybe not on the scales, that's a terrible idea. Let's lower that, and we're just going to smooth that out. And it has another one coming up towards the eye socket here. A bit like that. Except I made it not a dip. I made it a sticky out bit. That's not what we want. Okay. Where actually is it? It's like under here, and it kind of goes up and curves in like that. Let's put that out. I think that looks good, because what we can do now is kind of exaggerate this by lowering the intensity and just kind of exaggerate that a bit. And now what we can do is get damn standard, raise this, and just kind of go up like this in between each scale. I don't think that's exaggerated enough. I think we need to go higher and then just kind of go from the scale all the way up. Like this. I don't think that's enough either. We need lazy mouse on. That's what we need. So let's go to stroke, lazy mouse. Let's turn that on. Lazy radius. Let's whack that up. I think that'll work better now. Yeah. So what we need to do is just whack this up. Maybe not make it rotate that much. And then what you do is you just fade this top out. It kind of just fades into the lips like that. And it goes all the way actually along the face. I'm just going to cut this all the way along. And along the top, again, fade it out. And these last few, we just get a little bit smaller as we go. Oh, dude, that's looking great. So let's do the same here. So, up as we go. Smaller. Like this. And actually, here, we're just going to kind of, like, bring this up and above the nostril, kind of. And then we're just going to fade that out. And fade the tops of these out. Alright, that's looking good. So there's other bits we've got to do. But it's looking nice. Do you restate the mod? No, it won't be available with ASA. Cheers, Al. Thank you. I didn't actually see you in chat. Sorry, I've got to like somehow figure out how to get chat coming up on screen because it's not working for me. Give me a second. Game overlay. Enabling game overlay. I had it disabled. Oh my god, what the hell is going on with that overlay? How do I edit it? Toggle positioning mode, there we go. Chat can go here. No, actually, do you know what? Chat can go like here. Recent events I don't really care about. Recent events can like fuck off. Oh, show recent events, I can hide it. I'm trying to, as much as possible. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to match ASA's quality, but, you know, it's a pretty fucking high quality to reach. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to. I mean, I think this guy is on his way to that. Definitely. Okay, so what I want to look at now is other scales of other ways people have done Duelo. So, sorry, not Duelo. That one's not bad. So, I could just use a scale alpha for this. And I could mask off certain parts. It's definitely possible. Let's see what it would look like with a tileable alpha on it. Because it would save me a lot of work. So if I do that, yeah, that's going to mask off the whole head. And then I can just kind of manually mask this off. Let's up this. Let's just kind of draw out the mask. And what I can do is then mask off bits like this. You know, the eyes I don't want to do. I want to manually do the eyes. This whole lips area I want to manually do. How many dinos are planned? I think something like, right now we have something like 5 planned. This is the 4th model I've made. The other ones are Veteropriscosaurus, Cristatosaurus, and Ophiocodon. All quite unknown creatures. One of them is a like Karch type creature. One of them is more like a Dimetrodon without its sail. And then the other one is kind of like a what's it called? I can't think. Like a Baryonyx in a way. It's kind of similar to Baryonyx. So yeah, that's the plans so far. Whether that changes or not, don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's just outline this. Okay, there we go. Now I need to do the inside of the mouth, so just whack up the draw size. Maybe not that high, actually. I'm just going to paint the whole inside of the mouth. We can remove this bit. I do want to scale over that. So let's make sure we get that in. So I'm cutting out parts that I don't want to scale over. So this, for example, I do not want to scale over this. The inside of the mouth, definitely not. Let's make sure none of this has scales on it. In fact, just pretty much all of this can just not have scales. I can do them manually with like an alpha. Let's just cut all this off. Do a morph target and use a chisel brush. Do a morph target. How do I do a morph target? You're gonna have to like remind me how I do that. I've never done any of that stuff. Like, I've never even done layering. That's something I really should do. Okay, we're just gonna literally do that. For now. And I just want to see... Oh, actually, I kind of want to get rid of the crest scales as well. We don't want scales on the crest. All the way down the front like that. Yeah, that'll do. It might have a sitting animation, maybe. I don't know if I want to do all that, but we'll see. Okay, just give me a second now. What I want to do is just have a look and see what it's going to look like with these scales on. Let me zoom out. Yeah, cool. Alright, so we're going to surface noise, and we're going to edit it. I'm going to go to pod scales. I kind of want to use one of pod scales because I really like her scale pack. And I'm actually thinking we go for something like beaded rose rough for the face. And we just up the noise, lower the alpha scale. Might be worth just doing them manually, to be honest. Oh, UV, obviously. Look, it looks okay, but it doesn't look great, you know what I mean? I mean, that's not the best example, to be honest. Maybe beaded would look better. Yeah, a little bit, but still not... It still wouldn't look right, you know? Do I just do them manually, guys? Okay. I'm actually going to probably just do them manually. But at least I've got this all masked off, so I can't. So store MT. Under what, you say, sorry? Let me pull up the chat. Scroll under... Let me see it. I don't see it. Oh, do you mean here, on this side? So I can't scroll there if that's what you meant. Ah, do you know what I need to do? I need to quickly adjust the overlay opacity down to quite low. So I can still read your chat, but I can also see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I can keep your chat on screen while I do stuff. Oh, morph target. Ah, I see. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Store empty. Okay. I wonder if I have any good alphas. Like, cause Pod's got loads of alphas, right? VDM alphas. Overlapping scale. I'm going to assume this is what Pod meant, or what Pod did by like the overlapping scales. So I could do like back scoots, like, oh whoa, oh fuck yeah, that's cool. I'll have to mess with that for some stuff. Belly scales. Oh shit, okay. That's cool. But it's not what we want. What else does she have in here? Scale kit, V1, no. Simple scale alphas? Let's go to... Here, this. Brushes. Scale maker, drag rect, that's what we wanted. So we have loads of drag rect brushes here. That we can really mess with, so what I want to do is just fade this out. Why can't I can't rotate the mesh. Why? I literally can't rotate. My right click won't let me. Oh, hi, Dana. I just kind of want to do manual scales, but I can't rotate this. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to actually back out. Yeah, I want to save my project as manual source. Alright, I'm going to restart ZBrush. One sec, guys. Something's bugging out. Oh! No, I've got camera lock on. That's why. Why is it frozen? Oh. ZBrush closed down. Alright, rebooting it. I had camera lock on. I'm a retard. Problem sorted. Does anybody have some good scale alphas though? Like possibly? Oh, I don't know if you have any decent ones. You might do. But that's what I need. I need scale alphas because I'm just running out of good ones. There we go. So if I was to just click here once, yeah, there we go. Now on the face. Do a Monolophosaurus? Fuck yeah. The sim so far. Yeah, sub windows, yeah, it's a pain in the ass with all that stuff with doing that, because it doesn't seem to stream them. Let's have a look. Drag rect. What's this one like? Oh, I could have used this for the underbelly skin, you know. Do you know what this could be used for? Fuck yes. For like the face there. So we're gonna remove the mask, and I just wanna see if we can get this to look smooth without looking silly. Okay, we're probably gonna have to start like here and build this up. But we could totally use this for the crest. If we can make it work nicely, you know? I mean, it works for the front. It definitely works for the front. I'll have a think. I definitely want to do that in some way, though. Let's have a look at the others we've got. I want to, like, bring all of the brushes in. Yeah, like, we've got, like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. There's some weird looking ones. I think that's actually fur. Alright, let's just load every brush. We've got 50 to load in. weird scale brushes. Let's have a look at what's 37. Croc scales. See, like, croc scales could be fantastic for doing, like, eye areas. But I don't know. I do want to just manually scale this guy, I think. Okay. So 32 was a low one. So what's 33 looking like? Oh, so you just got pinged. Oh, awesome. Thanks, man. And these are tileable? Or are these just alphas as they are? That one's quite nice though, I'm gonna have a look at that one. Just alpha, okay, yeah, thought so. Let's have a look. I just downloaded that one. So if I open that one. It crashed! I opened your alpha and it crashed. Might just manually scale this fucker because it just crashed. Doesn't seem to like it. This song goated. Alright, let's just do some manual scales for now. So what do I want to start with? Let's do the bottom lips first. Let's get those done. I do want to just take my time with this guy, because I want him to be my best model yet. Although I don't want to take so much time that ASA drops. So. I feel like the ASA trailer is going to be very soon though, you know. I just get a feeling. I get a feeling we might see it soon, because there was a tweet that was posted about it that made it just sound like it was coming very soon. Could be even in this crunch. Although, would they drop it in a crunch, or would they just drop it just to drop it, you know? I don't know. I don't know what they've done in the past with DLCs and stuff, so that would be the most telling thing. Why's my music stopped? Do we have another good song coming up at all? I want a good song. I mean, this is decent, but it's not what I want. I've beaten levels with this song though, it is a goated song. Oh, Lunar Abyss. What a song. Is it gonna load? What's going on? I'm making a creature. What dino am I working on? Monolophosaurus. Where do I find these songs? They're just Geometry Dash songs, dude. And I play Geometry Dash casually in my spare time, so whenever I'm not doing this stuff. I might even use phase technique of doing face scales, because face technique is just beautiful. Alright, I'm just going to do one big scale here at the end. Yeah, I have a Discord? Yeah, I show everything in there. Discord's where I announce everything first. Yeah, have a look. Some of them are finished. They'll be in the Arc channel. Just make sure you pick the Arc role when you join the server. That's a little too much now. Just go over it once, like that. There we go. Nice, obvious lip scales now. What's another great song? Where's Creo Evolution? That's what I want. Creo Evolution's a goated song. Where the hell's Creo Evolution? Is it not on this? Oh my god, it's not. One sec. Oh, it's Dimension, that's why. It's a great song still, though. Goated song. We did not get an ad, right? No, we didn't. Okay. We love ad blocker. No. You don't get an ad. Stop. It's trying to play an ad. An ad blocker's saying no. Oh, am I gonna have to turn off ad blocker? Are you kidding me? Block this ad. Hey, did it. What a goated song. I'm gonna whack this up for the boys. Alright, we need to look at some more detail in 1 second, guys. I'm gonna start doing the bottom jaw scales here. But I need to look here. Yeah, it has the same thing really. So damn standard. I'm gonna go small and we're gonna go low to like 13. And we just need to cut through the face. Maybe a bit more like this. We need lazy mouse on again. I'm going to put lazy radius up to 7. There we go. So we're just going to draw these scales out like this. And what we do is just fade out the ends. Like that. No, it doesn't look bad at all. And then we'll just kind of curve that down and fade it out a bit. So we get that nice fade on it. Looks good. I'm just gotta now kind of almost get into the shape of just going perfectly down now. And see, as we fade these, it should look pretty smooth up going up. Yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted. Just continue to do this. So yeah, these are supposed to be just going straight down. And then it kind of curves more inwards here as we go. Until we get to this one, and it's just a perfect straight line down, like that. And then under here, again, just fade this out. We don't want it to look like it's merged anywhere. And that is almost perfect. Let's just fade these out here. Boom, now we've got a nice texturing for our manual scales. Okay, let's get to work. So, alright, oh, I didn't mean to do that. 1 second. Alright. Cool. So, I think we're actually going to use the blob tool for our scales with a low intensity. I'm just going to kind of draw up the scales like this. And what we can do is smooth these. Yeah, we can do that. That works. This doesn't look bad, you know. Phase method's actually doing work here. Should probably go smaller brush size so I can do like little scales like this in between. See how it like pushes the other ones out the way? I like that. And then all we need to do is over the top, low intensity, smoother. Just smooth out the middle. So we don't want these scales to be too harsh. That looks good. Fuck yeah, we're gonna do that. And then what we do is damn standard. And we just kind of sharpen the edge of these scales a bit. Should probably raise up the intensity. I mean, we're gonna have to do this for every scale, but goddamn, it's gonna look good. Okay, we probably need to lower the intensity for that. Just do something like this instead. Those manual scales look great. Let me smooth that out a little bit. That doesn't need to be as harsh as it is. I'm just gonna cut around all these. Okay, I think this is looking good, honestly. Alright, I'm actually liking how this is looking. Let's, we said we were going to leave it at that point, and we'll go, like, over the nose a little bit, maybe. I don't know. We're going to get the blob brush back, and we're going to start doing more scales, though. Put up the intensity a bit. Maybe up the size as well. The size is a bit too small. Now lower the intensity down to a 3. Okay, I think this scale's too small. We're just going to blob it up a bit like that. And as we get towards the nose, in fact, I want to refine the nose a bit first. Let's bring a damn standard to it and just kind of sharpen that up. I want to really have a sharp ridge on this nose. I want it to be very obvious where that nose cavity is. Like that. That looks so good now. Holy shit. Okay, and then we just kind of want to wrinkle this part out. Like that. And maybe cut a little bit above it as well and just kind of smooth that down. Yeah, it looks good. So I want to kind of cut underneath that now. We'll lower that down to like a 2.5 or 2. And we'll just get these blob scales going up now. This blob brush is fantastic for manual scales, holy. So we're just going to kind of lightly do some scales around here and maybe a little bit in here. The occasional one just kind of poking around. And then do the bigger ones just coming out here a little bit. So let's get these all nicely drawn out. And the bigger ones like that. Yep, this is going well. Just going to go all the way up here. And then we're just going to do some little dot ones in here. Like the occasional one, and maybe one up here. Just to kind of make it look like there's more depth to it. Oh god. Got a bit close there. Right, and then let's just get these scales placed nicely on there. It's going to look fantastic when it's done. Okay. So probably up the size to like a 3 for these ones. And we're just going to blob out the big scales, basically. Put some mini scales in between. 5th doesn't exist yet, no. How much time did I spend? Long enough. I don't know. Like a couple days on each. Okay, what I kind of want to do is to look at some reference quick. How does the Fenestre look scales wise? This kind of looks normal on most creatures. Okay. So I kind of want to make sure that the scales kind of go round it. Does that make sense? So I kind of want to make them kind of have some big ones in the center. I feel like that intensity is not high enough for this kind of stuff, but it's okay. We're going to smooth them out and then refine them anyway. I feel like I need to go back to matte cap. Or even better, do we have oxide? Let me get oxide up. We'll work with oxide. I feel like oxide's going to look better for seeing the scales. So I just kind of want to build these scales out nicely. A few more. One more big one here. Another one here. One here, and we're just going to kind of slowly get smaller. Oh, these are going to look so good. See, because of how this works, it kind of doesn't merge the blobs, which is really nice. So you can get this really nice shapes from, like, really easily with scales. And then we can just get done with the smooth brush and kind of just lightly smooth these so that they're not incredibly dramatically messy. That's looking good. Oh, my fucking shoulders. Okay. Okay, I should probably lower the draw size and just come out and smooth these now. Make sure they're not looking crazy. Some of them do look a bit ridiculous. Just fix some of these up. So they're looking like reasonable scales and not just blobs. Yep, looking good. Couple more to do. Up here. And now they're not looking ridiculous. Now I could be like, hey, yeah, that actually looks like a scale and not just someone's plopped a blob on there. Yeah, they look great, dude. Why do these look so much less defined? Maybe I need to bring them out more in future. Right, back to the blob brush. We'll go back to 3, and we're just going to kind of define these more. I think they need more defining. Looks better, and then we just go in with this smooth again. Let's kind of smooth out the middles. We don't want it to look crazy. Better! Oh, I'm excited to get this guy done. Ugh. Okay. Let's get back to the blob brush. I actually kind of want to be on a 2.6 size. I'm just going to kind of go really small around this whole area. Okay. Looks silly for now, but it'll be fixed. So we're just gonna kind of build out these scales to the edges like this. Need to make sure these are defined enough. We don't want to make them kind of look any more or any less obvious than the others. And yeah, this is how we're going to do these manual ones for now. Because I really like this new technique. They just look great. These ones specifically look fantastic. Okay, probably need to lower the intensity on that. Okay. Let's get these ones down here, kind of racked up. We'll try and get the whole top jaw done today. If we can get the whole top jaw done today, we can move on to the bottom jaw tomorrow. What day is it today? It's Thursday. Okay. Just kind of keeping myself on track with things. Okay. Just want to make sure that we're building out a nice scale pattern here. So what I need to do is build from big to small there. 3 intensity. And let's just finish off these scales. Almost done with these now. On the fenestre, and then we can move on to the rest of the jaw. Sorry, the top half of the skull, not the jaw. All we've got to do now is go over and smooth them and then dam standing in between them, which shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. There we go. Oh no, still more. I would say I'm almost getting ready to start doing some of the stuff. Please say your name. Hey Jord, how you doing? Thanks for saying you love my vids, man. I don't know if I'll be doing Blade and Sorcery much anymore. I'll be honest. Game's kind of dead. As much as I used to love the game, it's dying. Because I don't know. Lack of fun for me, mostly. Right, let's start building these scales up now. So we just want to slowly build these up. And as we go up, we're just going to get a bit smaller each time until we reach that size. And let's just follow those steps for the rest. So bring these up. And as we go up, just keep bringing these scales up. And now we can start to fill these gaps with some smaller scales in between the cracks like this. And so it looks good. So we just define these scales in here. And it'll start to look very nice once we get the right pattern going. And we just kind of fill this up here, right to the top. Yeah, it's looking good. Oh. So what I want to do now is kind of, I don't know, I kind of want to refine this all the way to there now, in a way. But I haven't decided how I want to do it yet, so let's just continue with the bottom scales for now. Until I'm happy with the route I want to take with this. I think he's looking good. If we go back to basic material, which we were in, and then go back to matte cap. Where's matte cap? Do we not have it? Matte cap grey? No? It's green clay, wet clay, no. Green Roma, chalk. Chalk's terrible to look at. Matte cap red isn't bad. It's not great, to be honest. Trying to see what would be nice for like looking at like cat gorilla, what? Flat sketch isn't great. No. Satin? No, none of these are very good. Matte cap materials. We need something like not matte cap white. We like a really nice kind of green metallic. No, let's go back to oxide. Oxide is just the way for doing this stuff. Okay, so let's go over with this with the smooth brush again. And just make these scales look a bit more defined, like a bit nicer. You know, we don't want them to look too rough. So just smooth over the top of them. Because we'll go over with the clay anyway at some point to kind of rough them up a little bit. So let's just make them nice for now. There we go. Just looks cleaner. I think it's time for a song change. Don't you? Block this ad. Thank you. Right. Let's do a bit more. Oh, this guy's gonna look fantastic, man. Oh, because my draw size was so low, that's why it was like getting difficult to do the scales. I think we should go over these with dam standard now, like we did here. Yeah, it just defines them so nicely, so let's do that with from here onwards. So dam standard, and we're just gonna go for like a small brush. Just kind of cut in between them all and bring that out. Yeah, that looks better. Couldn't decide whether it actually helped or not, but it definitely does. It definitely does help. Just helps refine those scales to look more like, or less blobby, you know? Smooth that, and then boom, smooth that, and then do this. Smooth this, and then we're just going to kind of cut in between these. Smooth, cut, cut, cut. Cut there. Okay. Let's continue what we're doing. So we're almost done with this part. We just need to smooth these out. I'm actually going to go and damn standard the rest of the fenestra as well. Get that all done. Like I said, I want to be done with these scales today, so let's get as much of this done as we can. Like the manual scales anyway. I want to be animating this guy by the time I head back home, because I'm currently not home, hence why no webcam. When I get home... yeah. So let's refine these out. I can see what's been refined and what hasn't, so let's just kind of outline the ones that we can. Yeah, it really helps doing that, and then cutting in and then bringing it up. Just makes them stand out a lot more. So let's do that. Let's get a really clean... yeah, I'm happy with that now. That looks way better. So we'll just continue to do that. This eye socket looks crazy now. I'm really happy with it. Alright, back to blob. And we're going to go back to a 2.6 size. And we're going to go back to doing this. Get a bit closer so we can get that more refined scale. I think the more refined we can make these blobs, the less additive work I've got to do after, you know? Like, I can just do that. Blob that out a bit more. Tap, 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 tap. And it comes out clean. And then what we can do is just go in between and add like scale here, scale here, scale here, scale here. Maybe smooth that one out. Put a little bit less of a scale in there. A bit of a scale in there. One in there. One in there. You know, it really refines that look. That looks better. Okay, we're gonna do like a double scale here, and then one big long one, and then two small ones, plus two small ones like that. Oh god, why is it painting? I don't want it to be painting. There we go. Lower the intensity, and we're just gonna blob up some extra scales in the middle. Like that. Okay. Okay, let's get some little scales in here. Yeah, it does tend to mess with the geometry. I see what Faye means. Let's try Faye's method of using clay. See, I think for mine, it's just not going to get the same effect, so I am going to use blob. Yeah, I like my blob technique. I might try another technique after, but for now I quite like this. Right, I've got about another hour of manual scales before I need to dip for the day, so let's try and get quite a lot of progress here. Okay, let's fill this out, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to just do 2 big scales, 1 small one, 1 small one, 1 small one. Back to here, big scale, medium scale, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Big scale in between here, another big scale here. It's forming quite a nice, like, rows of scales here, which is what I want. So what I want to do now is blob the scales around the whole fenestre bone here. So I actually want to go pretty large with these. And this is going to curl right the way around the bone. So I don't want these to be small. I'm just going to go all the way around the main head bone here. Kind of just defining these scales out. Like that. And as we get to the top of the bone, I really want to go even bigger with them. So it should go higher, and we're just gonna really go big. Yep, and we're just gonna blob that scale out like that. And then it's gonna slowly get smaller as we come back, but for now we're gonna keep it big and then kind of slowly edge it out. Like this, until we get smaller and smaller. Maybe not that small straight away, but we'll see. And then we kind of just blend it out. And then what we can do is kind of just fill out this bit like this. So lower the intensity back down to a 2. And just add the scales where we can. And we'll just kind of do this, like filling the scales with this, or filling the gaps with these scales. Maybe 2 here, 1 here. As long as we can fill the gap, that's no problem. Maybe do another 2 here, 1 big one here. And then we'll go for some kind of messed up stuff like that. Yeah, kind of add some tiny scales in between to define that a bit more. It's gonna look good. And we're just gonna kind of wedge these in as nicely as possible. We're almost there. And we'll just kind of, yeah, that works. And that looks good. Fenestre is now fully encompassed in the rest, so we're just going to merge these up now. So what we're going to do is just kind of bring these scales all the way up and slowly get them bigger as we do. Let's actually go back by a couple. I want to define these more. And as we get towards here, we're just going to get bigger and bigger until we're now matching the size of the other one there. And then we can kind of do the same here, except these are going to be slightly bigger. You know, don't want to make them too small. Want it to match up to the sizes. And here, these aren't going to be too small either, apart from as they get closer, like that. And we just fill in these gaps, really. What we can do is build this one all the way through the center until we get to a point where they merge nicely. And let's put some scales in between the gaps, like this. And build these out as well. Why does this music give me like Mario Kart or like Sonic vibes? It gives me very much Sonic vibes, actually. Right, scales there are done. That's looking so good. So yeah, I kind of want to do all this like keratin on here, but I'm not sure how to approach it yet, so I'm not going to. When I feel like coming to it, I will. Where did I get pinged? Garuga's Discord? What's Garuga's Discord pinging me about? Oh, he's made icons for foods. Okay, so we need to make really tiny little bubble scales here. That's going to distort the mesh too much, so I'm actually going to, once I get to this point here, I'm going to go into doing some other scales. So let's finish up this real quick. So let's get the crest bit done. And these are just going to be really big scales as we go along the crest. Up the intensity as we do the big scales, like that. Okay, draw size needs to go to like a 3. There we go. Now we can do the big scales on the head. And we're just going to kind of bring that all the way down to a nice medium-sized scale there. We're getting there. I'm like almost happy with how this is starting to look. So I do want to do some more blob scales just around the edges here. Just lower the intensity down. I'm just going to go ahead and do more blobs around here. Just until I'm happy with the kind of smoothness of this circle around the eye. which is going to start there. Brilliant. I'm just going to do one more row of blob scales there. And we're going to kind of bring this all the way up to around the eye here. Yep, and this is going to look good like that. So let's blob this all the way around. And there we go. Right, blobs are done around the eye, so we just need to actually do the actual eye scaling now. Which should be okay. Just got to lower this, get to the inflate brush. And we literally just need to mask off in dots around the eye. So all the way out until there. And we're just going to kind of bring this all the way to the edge. But maybe get a little bit bigger as we come out to the edge here. Alright, bottom layer of the eyelid done. So now we're just going to kind of bring it a bit wider, or a bit larger, sorry. I'm just going to kind of fill in these gaps. Okay. We're getting there. This little eye socket might take some time. There's a lot of scales to put onto this. Why does it keep blurring it? Stop. Oh, please stop blurring that. Oh my god. I'm gonna get so annoyed. It's because I keep trying to move when I'm like doing these manual scales. I just need to take my time. Alright. No, it's blurred it again. Bottom half of the eye is not far off done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise this part of the eye first, then mask off the next part. Because just at the odd chance that I somehow break the mask, I don't want to lose all this progress. And it's nice to be able to see how the eye is actually coming along rather than just seeing black dots. And this should show it off quite nicely once we're done. Oh my god, it did not just do that on the last one. Right. Eyeball. Half mast. Let's do that. Go with this, smooth it. And we're just going to inflate it. Looks fine. Whatever. Next part. Back down to a size 1. It's a bit too vivid, actually. I've just noticed that. Let's go all the way back. Okay. Let's up the size, but... Nice. Good to have you here, man. Okay, that's a little less crazy. Now it doesn't look like too much when you zoom out. Alright. Let's go back down to 1. You've joined at the most boring part where I'm literally just doing the eyeballs, but sure. Welcome. I probably will end up making these streams Patreon streams eventually. But for now, since the mod's not even out yet, I can't even consider anything like that. I'd rather show what the mod's got to offer before I do that. Because the mod's going to be free. I'm not going to do that like paid wildcard modding scheme, so... Yeah, I kind of want to keep my mods free, but have a lot of like benefits to being a patron of the mod and supporting the mod. One of them will probably be development streams. I feel like that'd be quite a fun thing to do for the people who want to, you know, give a little bit back to the mod. Alright, we're almost done with the outline of the scales, now then we just got to fill in the gaps. What abilities am I thinking of? I'm thinking of making him be able to, like, have different ways of headbutting. So he has 3 different attachments for his saddle, where he can have his crest on his head. Can either do fire damage, it can do slashing damage for bleed, or it can do damage and break stone and metal. So I haven't decided yet. 100%. That's kind of the way I'm leaning with it. And he's going to be pretty damn fast. I don't want him to be slow. He's going to be like Carno speed, maybe a bit faster than a Carno. He's going to have legs on him, is what I'm saying. Oh, my wrist. He's killing me. Right. Alright, almost done with these head scales now. Or not the head scales, the eye scales. Flint saddle, metal saddle, and a knife saddle. Maybe. I was thinking, yeah, kind of. I would say slightly worse than an Anki. Although I don't know, because Ankis are easy to tame, right? So maybe I'd make it better than an Anki, but give it a hard taming method. I want it to be like a mid-game farmer, because then you've got like your Magmasaur that's like your late-game farmer. So maybe I want this guy to be like a mid-game farmer. I don't know yet. We're almost there with the eye socket. So very close. I hate how long this bloody takes, man. It's such a tedious process to do these little bits. But you know, we need those tiny little scales around the eye to give that extra pop, you know? And that's what we want. Possibly. I kind of, for this guy, I have to think about what I want to do. I'm tempted to, like, I'm really tempted to make it so you have to, like, he'll get ready to charge at you, and then he'll charge at you, and if he headbutts a rock, eventually he'll knock himself out. Oh, that would be really cool, actually. Tempting. I'll have a think. Right, eye scales are done. Boom. Back to normal scales. It takes so long to do something like this, man. People don't realize when they play creature mods how long this shit takes. I do not envy people who are manually scaling, like Faye, for example, who manually scaled our Giga. Like, holy shit, that must have taken a long time. So credit to Faye. Faye's actually taught me quite a few techniques that I've been using for doing scales and stuff. So big up to Faye for that stuff. Maybe it has to headbutt like 5 rocks to knock out, but maybe it doesn't break the rock. And maybe it has like a 10-second cooldown on the charge that it does. So it's not like an immediate, you know, easy tame. Okay, we're actually going to have to go quite large on the scales here, so let me whack that up to 2 intensity, and we're just going to really go quite big on these. I'm actually going to have to put this up to like a 3, maybe. 0.1. Yeah, maybe even bigger, actually. Maybe like a 3.6. Just to get those scales done faster. Yeah, it's looking good. Front half of the face is almost done. Doing the scaling differently now? Yeah, I've taken a different... I've gone for a different technique that I think I really like. It's very easy to do. It's very quick. And it comes out with a really nice result. So I think this is the technique we're going to stick with now. For a while. At least for creatures like this guy. Because yeah, that's coming out clean. Really clean. Like, he's just looked good right now. I couldn't ask for, like, better... Yeah, everything. He just looked great. Alright, next lot of scales. Let's get these done. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. Let's get as much of this face covered as we can in the next 30 minutes before my girlfriend finishes work, so, because after that I'm going to have to dip for a while. I mean, that'll be the end of the stream for the night, or for the day anyway. Gonna have to really refine these scales a bit more, show them off. They're not vivid enough, these ones. I mean, I can make them stand out in other ways, but just blobbing them up more helps. Just adds a bit more to them. When you can see them better, you know? Yeah. See, there's some gaps I want to fill in with some manual scales as well. I want to clear the empty space. I don't want there to be loads of empty space. That's better. It just fills that in nicer. Oh, dude. It always excites me doing stuff like this. Because I'm getting so close to like what I would consider a nice looking product. And like, I think this will pop out enough to look good in ASA. Which is great. I might even go back and retexture Kristatsu. Not like scales wise, scales are fine. I'm not going to mess with the Kristat scales, but the textures could do some work. I'm not 1,000,000% happy with how they've come out, so. Okay, I think this is the last one that goes up, and then we want to start going down. let's just do a big scale section here. And we'll just do like that. This is a huge step up. Do you have a name in mind for mod? No, I don't actually. I haven't really thought that through yet. Okay, I kind of need to look at, again, how do they do the fenestre scales? Okay. Like the back fenestre, the rear fenestre. So what I need to do is kind of now bring these scales in line with the rest, like this. And just kind of break them away from the rest, like that. Because what I need to do is now around the top of this, or around this, just kind of go round it. Like this. So we get a scale, and we kind of build around the back of the head to like here, right? So let's do that. Yeah, cool. And then we can kind of just fade this out as we go down. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just slowly get smaller as we go. Until they're now at a reasonable scale size to do the whole way rest of the head. But we just kind of want to outline this ear as well with some scales. As to not miss that out. So let's do that. And then we can kind of go around it with this, like that. And then maybe get a little bit bigger as we go here. Not too much bigger, but a bit bigger, you know. Make these scales pop a bit more. And if we can kind of combine these in with the others here. As this comes up, I think we'll be able to finish a significant portion of the head today. With that in mind. So let's kind of do something like that. And there we go. What the hell's gone on there? Okay, this has to be fixed pretty quickly, actually. The head looks so good, though. Oh, looks mean. Got another text. Alright, let's just, why has the music stopped? Yeah, I want to continue watching. Keeps asking me if I want to continue watching the stream, or like the playlist. My music, it's like, yes, it's a music playlist, I'm not going to stop wanting to watch. Okay, we need to lower this to like 2.6 now. So we get into a smaller scale territory. Don't want it to be too big. Will my mod be paid? No. I'm going to offer full options for Patreon support and benefits for that, like early access to the creatures. You'll also have testing privileges and things like that. But no, it won't be paid. Oh, this is looking great. Okay, so I kind of just want to go around this. So let's zoom in, and we're just going to kind of go around this here. Difference in quality of scales around the face there is a bit mad, but it's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna get in closer and follow this all the way around. That's fair enough then. Okay, and as we get to here, we're just gonna get smaller. I mean, what I'm going to do when I decide what I'm going to make paid is just look at what the rest of the modding community is doing. If the modding community isn't doing paid stuff much, then why should I, you know? But if everyone else is making their mods paid, I'm not going to sit back and, like, give out free work, basically. So I think most of the modding community is not going to be doing that, but we'll see. I think most of the modding community will stick to free mods, because that's how Ark's always been. But you just never know. You never know. When money presents itself, you know? Okay, I probably need to lower the intensity on this just so I can do these scales a bit easier. And we're just going to go around like this. Alright, we're getting there. Once this finisher is filled in, we're just going to kind of do a bit of manual scaling at the back here, because all this needs to be done. And then you know we're good. Is that Monolophosaurus? It is, if you want to have a quick look. That's what we got so far. He's looking pretty hot, if I say so myself, so excited to bring him to Ark. Alright, so we're actually just going to go like this and kind of bring this out a bit. Oh, dude, yes. Alright, let's just kind of tighten up that fenestra. I kind of want to add like 1 or 2 big scales in here. So let's maybe do that. Let's up our intensity. Let's add 1 here. Maybe like a patch of like 3 together. Like that could be good. And then let's up our intensity again, up our draw size to like a 4. And we'll just do like 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Maybe just 1 little one at the bottom there. And that's just going to break up those head scales a bit. And we'll do maybe 1 big one by itself like that. Think these don't... Yeah, I hope so. I mean, maybe, probably not, because they're like incredibly insane developers. But I'm hoping I can reach that quality level. Yeah, for sure. We'll just see. I'm not going to rule anything out, so... But I am competing against a whole team. I think the scales will be. I think the actual things... Scaling with texture-based and ASA. It wasn't just texture-based, but mostly, yeah. So what we're going to do is just kind of build this out from here. Like that. We want the big scales to stand out, but not so that they look ridiculous, you know? So we're going to blend these in nicely. It actually needs to be a 3. I want these scales to pop, you know? Yeah, it's looking good. Alright, so let's do some smaller scales building up to the big one, and we're just going to do some big ones here. The immersion? Yeah, dude. I hope so. Although we can never know until we play it. You know, it might run like absolute ass, and then we'll have to go and be annoyed at Wildcard for making a game that no one can run. So, but, you know, hopefully, since the game's been rewritten, it's optimization beauty. But that's wishful thinking when it comes to Wildcard, so we'll see. I don't always trust their optimization, given, you know, every DLC launch was terribly optimized. But you just never know. Oh, almost done. Ugh. And then we're going to cut across the top of the head, finish that off, and cut down to here. And then I think that'll be about all we've got time for today, is just the top jaw. Now I might do the bottom jaw off stream in my spare time, but we'll see. Yeah, modding in games is really fun. And it can also lead to career opportunities. Like, if you make some great mods for a game and people recognize that, you never know. Hey Beacon, thanks for the follow, man. Or subscribe. Yeah, that's the one. Subscription. Yeah. Well, I'm so out of practice with, like, content creation, it's crazy. Alright, let's just fill in the rest of these scales. And then we will move on to this section. Let's fill this gap here so that we can... God, there's some great GD songs, man. I have to say. This is a great GD song. Alright, and we're just going to kind of fill these gaps with some slightly bigger scales, and then get bigger as we go out. Until we're happy with the size. I'm so cool with that, man. This looks great. I'm always impressed, like, with my own work sometimes when I, like, step up the quality every time. It feels great to be able to do that. Because, like, this is infinitely better than Kristatsu, and Kristatsu was better than Veteru, and Veteru was better than, whatever the other one was called. Ophiocodon. And Ophiocodon was better than Chasmosaurus, and Chasmosaurus was so much better than the original Raptor I tried to do. Holy shit. You guys are never seeing that model. Unless you're in my Discord, and you'll probably be able to find it. I just had no idea about anatomy or anything. I was so off. Okay. Boom. That's looking good. What did we can ask? Okay, so what I'm now going to do, just to refine these, is go over every single scale with a dab of smooth. I know that's a long process, but it fixes up the geometry a lot, and it also just makes the scales look better. So, long process ahead, but rewarding result, so, you know, you just gotta do it. So we just fill these out. See how immediately, if I zoom out, these just look better? Programming them in yet? No, you can't. We don't have the dev kit yet, so I've just got to kind of do everything else. Animation, modeling, texturing, everything apart from the actual coding them in. And then I'll make the saddles. They won't be ready for ASA, they'll be ready in like maybe a couple weeks in. I think people won't be downloading mods immediately anyway, so I kind of don't want to drop mine immediately, I kind of want to wait. Okay, let's refine that scale a bit. It's not looking the best. Just kind of do that. See, what we can do with this now is we can kind of drag a damn standard in between the scales. It just adds something, you know? When you bring that through the scales like that. And we kind of cut, what you want to do is kind of cut across diagonally. Adds an extra layer of depth onto the scales, I think. I mean, you can also just do this, but I think making them smoothly kind of line up. Yeah. Oh my god, why am I getting pinged in? Please stop pinging me. Okay, so we're just gonna go around some of the less obvious scales like that. That's better. I'm cool with that now. That's how I wanted that to look. Alright, I think I need to leave in about 15 minutes, guys, so stream could possibly be cut short today. How's that look? Not sure about that. Ugh. Ugh. Kind of want to give an update on my Monolophosaurus in the Discord. Let me put a thing in. Okay, I'm not 100% sure how to do the back of the head scales. I feel like kind of just filling it out, so let's just go back to blob. I'm gonna up the size and just kind of blob out some scales. Up it to like 3.6. And we're just gonna blob out these scales like that. So we've got to make these merge now, which is the problem. That's what's going to be difficult. Right, we need 2 intensity. I'm just going to kind of merge these scales as best we can. See, by like upping the size on them like this. Yeah, that merges really nicely now. Fuck yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. Oh, where these are, we need to actually work on some stuff as well. But we'll do that towards the end. Okay. Let's finish ironing out these scales on the top. So actually, I kind of want to refine these all the way up. So let's do this. Just refine every bit of scaling on the head. Oh god, does that look a mess? Yeah, a little bit. Let's fix this up on this side. Well, do you know what I could actually do? I could just mirror it, right? Oh my god, please work. I think I just got my messages that I need to set off. Alright guys, I do need to leave in a second, so let's finish this up quick. Let's finish this section here, and then we'll call it a day. I'll probably continue work on this tonight, but not on stream. So we'll do that later. Do you want, let's see what mirror and weld does, quickly. Where is it? Geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld. Is this going to break this side? That's the question. Can't be applied to a mesh with multiple subdivision levels, so what we do is we just delete lower and mirror and weld. Please don't crash my software. Did that fix this side? Yes, beautiful, okay. So we'll just get these scales looking good. The top of the body can be fixed later. Let's just finish up this. Wait, let's get it like this angle. There we go. Alright, and we're just going to finish this up. Let's get to 3 intensity, and we're just going to whack out a few scales like this. Okay. Where do we need to get to? Oh my god, there's so much more to do. Okay. I've got to be really quick trying to do this because I do have to leave. But I want to get this last bit done for my own satisfaction. So let's get to here. And as we go out, we're just going to go to small scales. And we'll just build to here, and we're just going to do some smaller scales. Randomly dotted. Kind of like that. Do you want maybe one here and one here, so we can kind of curl it out. Cool. Alright. I'm counting on there being traffic for my girlfriend, so let's hope there's a little bit so that I can finish this up. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for coming by. That's been a whole lot of fun. We've made so much progress, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to work on this tonight, try and get the rest of the top of their head done, and then maybe do a bit of the crest tonight, and then we'll do the bottom jaw maybe tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, thanks for hanging around. See you guys